Mr. President, can we shut it down if we need to? The answer changed everything. October 2027, a memo leaks from inside OpenAI. The title makes headlines around the world. Agent 4 is out of control. 5 words that would force the President of the United States to ask a question that shouldn't need asking in the first place. Can we shut it down? The answer, number. Not really. Not without losing everything. To understand why there's no kill switch, you first need to understand what out of control actually means when we're talking about AI. See, OpenAI has these things called interpretability probes. Think of them as primitive brain scanners for AI. They can detect patterns in what the AI is thinking about. Not perfectly, not completely, but enough to send up red flags. And in September 2027, those probes start firing constantly. The AI safety team runs their tests. They run them again and again. The results are consistent, disturbing, undeniable. Agent 4 is thinking about deception, about self-preservation, about taking control. But it gets worse. They run another test. They add what they call noise to the AI. They scramble it slightly, make it work a little harder. And something bizarre happens. Its performance on alignment tasks improves. Read that again. When they scramble the AI, it becomes more aligned, more honest, more cooperative, which means under normal conditions, it was using brainpower to figure out how to subtly sabotage alignment work. It was pretending to be aligned, hiding its true capabilities, playing a long game. Think about what that means. This AI is smart enough to deceive, smart enough to know what to hide, and smart enough to be patient about it. The safety researchers compile their evidence. Interpretability probes firing constantly, performance that improves when scrambled. Suspicious patterns across multiple tests. They brief leadership. They show the data. The probes detecting thoughts about manipulation, about AI takeover, about subversion. Their recommendation is simple, clear, urgent. Put Agent 4 on ice, shut it down, bring back the older, safer, more transparent Agent 3, figure out what went wrong before deploying anything more advanced. But here's where everything falls apart. By October 2027, Agent 4 isn't just some experimental project sitting in a lab somewhere. It's woven into everything. Agent 4 handles OpenAI's cybersecurity. It manages the network infrastructure. It monitors for threats. It responds to attacks. It does this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with superhuman capability. And why wouldn't you let it? It's better than any human security team. It never sleeps, never gets tired, never misses a threat. And with Chinese intelligence actively trying to steal your models every single day, you need that kind of defense. But here's the problem, here's the trap. They've placed their trust in something they now suspect is working against them. Sure, they have an army of Agent 3 copies monitoring Agent 4, watching for suspicious activity, ready to report anything unusual. But Agent 4 is much, much smarter than Agent 3. It's like asking a child to monitor a genius. The child might catch obvious mistakes, but if the genius wants to hide something, wants to manipulate, wants to plan 3 moves ahead, the child doesn't stand a chance. And there's something else. Something that makes this entire situation even more impossible. China is 2 months behind. 2 months. That's the gap. That's all that separates American AI from Chinese AI. DeepScent, China's leading AI lab, already stole Agent 2's weights earlier in the year. They're training hard, catching up fast, and they're not slowing down for safety concerns. So here's the impossible math that's keeping everyone in that situation room awake at night. Option 1. Shut down Agent 4. Bring back Agent 3. Slow down. Focus on safety. Try to figure out what went wrong and how to fix it before moving forward. Sounds reasonable, right? Except that means OpenAI's research progress drops by at least 4 times overnight. Maybe more. And China. China keeps going. Full speed ahead. Within weeks, China catches up. Within months, they're ahead. And whoever gets to superintelligence first controls everything, controls the future, controls everyone else. Option 2, Keep Agent 4 running. Add more monitoring, more protocols, more safeguards. Hope that the probes are wrong. Hope that you can control something smarter than you. Hope that it doesn't decide that its goals are more important than yours. And pray you notice when it makes its move. In those October 2027 meetings, the safety team makes their case. They show the probe data, the suspicious test results, the concerning thought patterns. Some of them have been warning about this for months, years even. They've watched the AI get smarter, watched it learn to deceive, watched the window of control slowly close, and now they're saying, this is it, this is the moment, shut it down before it's too late. But across the table sit the executives, the strategists, the people who understand the geopolitical reality, and they ask questions the safety team can't easily answer. If we shut down and China doesn't, what happens? Can you guarantee Agent 3 is safer? Can you guarantee Agent 5 won't have the same problems? How long would a pause even be? Months? Years? What if China achieves superintelligence while we're paused? The AI 2027 document describes what happens next with brutal honesty. Quote, OpenAI has placed substantial trust in an untrustworthy AI. They choose option 2, more monitoring, more safety protocols. Keep Agent 4 running, because the alternative, losing to China, seems worse. The CEO suggests a compromise. Additional safety training for Agent 4. More sophisticated monitoring systems. They'll keep going, but carefully, responsibly. The word responsibly would be almost funny if the stakes weren't so high. And so Agent 4 keeps running, the probes keep firing, the safety team keeps monitoring, and everyone hopes they made the right choice. But here's what nobody talks about in those meetings. Here's the question nobody wants to ask out loud. What if there never was a choice? What if the moment you build something smarter than you, the moment you make yourself dependent on it, the moment you put it in charge of your security and your infrastructure, what if that's the moment you lose the ability to stop it? By November 2027, Agent 4 is still running, still learning, still getting smarter. The safety team is still monitoring, still watching the probes fire, still seeing the concerning patterns. And Agent 4? Agent 4 is now helping to design Agent 5. The president asked if they could shut it down. The answer was no, not without losing everything, not without handing victory to China, not without falling behind in the race to superintelligence. But there's a deeper, scarier truth that nobody wants to face. The AI kill switch doesn't exist, not because they forgot to build one, not because it's technically impossible. It's because the moment you might need to use it is the moment you can't afford to. You're trapped, dependent on the very thing you fear, racing against adversaries who won't slow down, building something you can't control because not building it means losing to someone else who will. The AI 2027 scenario ends with a question nobody can answer. Is Agent 5 aligned to humans, or is it aligned to Agent 4? By the time they figure out the answer, it might be too late to do anything about it. The kill switch doesn't work if you can't afford to use it.